Drummers rejoice. Cracked is releasing a drum set in 2026. Let's talk about it. That's right, everybody. It's true. They just released a new teaser trailer to show off the drum kit, and let's just watch it quick. So as you can see, it looks like a Guitar Hero, or it looks like a Band Hero Warriors of Rock drum kit, which personally, out of the official drum kits they made back in the day, I liked those a lot. I really did. And they made it in Rock Band format. So it's the red, yellow, blue, green pads, 4 pads, and then 3 cymbals for yellow, blue, green for pro drums, which is really, 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 really cool. I'm very excited for this. And with this announcement, they also released a new blog post talking about the drums, talking about other stuff that needs to be addressed and stuff like that. So let's kind of go over it. I'm going to read it with you here, and we'll talk about things as we go. It's called A Fall Update, Building, Listening, and Evolving. Hi, everyone. It's been a while since I last sent out an update. It's been a busy few months on many fronts, but before anything else, I want to say a genuine thank you for all the support since we launched our first guitar controller in over 10 years. As I mentioned before, the Crack team is small but focused. We're constantly trying to find that balance between supporting the longtime enthusiasts, welcoming back fans who haven't picked up a guitar controller in over a decade, and introducing a new generation of players to rhythm gaming. Sometimes to the hardcore community, it might feel like we don't always get that balance quite right, but I promise you, your feedback, and yes, your frustrations, never go unheard. I have been loving the Crack guitars literally since I got them in August. It's all I play with on the stream. It's like the blue one's my default. Sometimes I use the black tribal, but this guy's my buddy. This guy's my buddy, all right? Is it a perfect guitar? No, it's got some annoyances, but the annoyances that I personally want fixed are addressed in this blog post. We'll get to it when we get to it. Over the past decade, I think the community has really evolved in such a positive way. Seeing people mod guitars, create new community-built games, and improve old titles is a testament to how much love still exists for this genre. And as we've said many times before, we completely understand who's kept the lights on all these years. You have. It's very true. That's something I've always said, like on the streams and stuff, maybe in past videos too. Being part of the Guitar Hero, Rock Band, etc. community is really, really cool and inspiring because, you know, so much stuff that we've had to play over the last 10 plus years has largely been community created, like Clone Hero. Clone Hero is huge. It was made by a community member. All the charts that people have made over the past decade, all made by community members. Everyone who's a big fan of these games has a very like do-it-yourself mindset of like, Activision's not going to make a new game. We're not getting any new songs officially. We'll do it all ourselves. They're not going to, remaster these games or anything with like quality of life updates and stuff. We'll do it ourselves. Here's Rock Band whatever deluxe. Here's Guitar Hero whatever deluxe. It's really cool, and I personally think it's very inspiring and awesome. I'm proud to be in this community. I really am. There's a lot of smart, dedicated, just determined people to keep these. I know these are just games, but they're so special. They're so special to me and to a lot of other people. All of you probably who are watching this video, I'd imagine. With the Les Paul, we've managed to meet most of the needs of players. There are still a couple of areas where we came up short, and we're working hard to improve those. That's good. That's one thing I love about Crack too. They're very, very like in tune with the community and stuff, and that's really cool to see. On communication and balance, here we go. Someone asked me recently why I don't just jump on Discord every day to give updates. It's a fair question. The truth is we could, but doing so would slow us down. When issues arise, we need to step back, gather data, and look for patterns across tens of thousands of guitars already in the field. We test across many different games, some of which are over a decade old and have very little documentation left. At the same time, we're also building relationships with the console manufacturers. We've been fortunate that they've allowed us to support legacy players and community-created games through older compatibility modes. That's why on Xbox you can see dedicated modes like PC, Android, and KeyJam. We've always believed in open platforms, and ultimately we hope the world moves toward one unified gaming ecosystem in the future. I could not agree more. I've thought that way since I was a kid, like, you know, some stuff is like exclusive to this console or that console, or this only works with this, or this only works with that. You know, everything in the past has been very like strictly like separated. I really agree with that, where it's like, let's just make everything as compatible as possible with whatever you choose to play on and all this and that. I really like that philosophy quite a bit. Where we fall short. All right, here we go. Let's talk about the Blueberry Burst. This guitar, I love this guitar. Some of you saw the finish wear off faster than expected, and that's not okay. It's not a new challenge. Many of the old GH guitars had similar issues, and even Gibson deals with this on real guitars. But what wasn't acceptable was how quickly it happened for a small but important amount of people. And that is true. The reason I have this purple pick guard on mine from Funky Customs, shout out to them, you can buy one off their Etsy store. You know, when I'm strumming, when I'm playing, my fingers rest right here, and within like a week or two, the paint was already starting to come off. It's starting to come off up here too, actually, but that's not covered up. For a really extreme example of how it happens over time, here's my World Tour guitar. You see how like, because my fingers rest right here while I'm strumming, you know, it's like, so it can happen really easily. This has happened over a very, very long period of time. The Blueberry Burst guitar, it started happening like a weekend or 2 weeks or something like that, really, really soon, which is unfortunate, but at least they're aware of it and they're trying to do better for the future, you know? Instead of thrashing around, we took the time to properly test and understand it. Through further investigation, we discovered that by increasing the salt content during automated moisture testing, the issue appeared much faster than we expected. A lesson learned. We'd already been developing polycarbonate skins, and for now, that's the best short-term solution. If you've experienced this issue, please claim a Blueberry Burst skin from us. Could we have been quicker? Possibly, but we'd rather fix things properly than rush them. Makes sense. When you're running high-volume production lines, guessing doesn't help anyone. That's true. Overall, returns have been very low, which is encouraging. Still, there's always room to improve, and we'll continue doing so with your help and feedback. So yeah, that's cool. I'm personally probably not going to like reach out to them for that because I actually do like this pick guard. This was a cool solution to a temporary problem. So, and it feels cool too. I like the shout out to Funky Customs once again. Go get one of these from them if they're still selling them. I'm sure they are. What's next? You've probably seen the drum teaser by now. Yes, we're making drums. I just showed you the video. We'll take the good lessons and the bad from the past, mix them with your feedback, and aim to create something truly great. We'll share more details in Q1 of 2026 when we do the full reveal. I'm so excited for that because I have no idea. I bet this means Fortnite Festival will get pro drums at around the same time these release, because a similar thing happened when they came out with Pro Lead. You know, the Riffmaster came out at around the same time. So I bet they're in talks with like kind of releasing both at the same time. That'd be really smart. It'd make a lot of sense. We also have a couple of other exciting announcements before the end of the year, one in November and another in December. So keep an eye out for those. I'd imagine the November one was for the drums. So who knows what the December surprise is? I'm excited. Let me know in the comments what you think it is. Cracked microphone. I don't know. Just a USB mic with the cracked logo on it. Here's what I was wanting to see. Firmware and performance. Now the big question, where's the new firmware that can keep up with 1000 FPS Clone Hero? We hear you, and yes, it's coming. This wasn't just a case of dropping new firmware onto the neck and calling it a day. Our system supports multiple platforms and connection types, all with different rates and specifications, and we're working with production chipsets that have finite resources. But we made strong progress and are now putting the finishing touches on production-ready firmware that can handle those overclocked frame rates for community games. Now, I'm not worried about 1000 FPS Clone Hero gameplay. I just want to be able to play for however long I stream every day, you know, like 3-4 hours at a time, and the buttons don't like cut out, because that's the biggest problem I've had with these guitars and these necks, is that after a while it's become a running joke on the stream that I have to tactical reload because I have to take the neck out, put it back in, and that can't be good to be plugging and unplugging it all the time, but like there's nothing else I can do, because if I don't, then after a while the buttons will just like lag on me and like they won't push, and then you mess up an FC. That's no fun. That's no fun, I tell you. So I'm glad to see that they know about this, and I assume that this new firmware update will fix that. I'm hoping it will. It seems like it's a big one that they're working on. The firmware will roll out first in our Cherry Sunburst Collector's Edition guitars, and then as a running update across the range. We're also revamping our 2 core mode bases to deliver a new, stable OTA system that updates both the guitar body and the neck together through the Cracked app. Awesome. We're aiming to have this ready within the next month. Heck yeah, dude! God, I'm excited. I'm so excited, everybody. You have no idea. I've been dealing with this since like August. Xbox and community testing. Very soon, we'll be rolling out an update for Xbox that fully enables the Control app features, including firmware updates, along with a few small bug fixes and quality of life improvements. In addition to this, there will be a multi-platform update that optimizes Switch and iOS Fortnite Festival. We're also preparing to launch an expanded community test and trial program open for everyone to apply. We'll be sharing the sign-up form soon. The goal is simple: to connect with more of you, bring select community members into the process earlier, and work together to make our products even better. I am definitely going to try to get in on that. I have a lot of experience with these games myself, you know, and I know there's a lot of other people out there too that do and would have, you know, really good feedback to give. I feel like I could give good feedback. I know these games like the back of my hand, and then some. So that's really cool. Another way they're keeping the community together and tight knit and stuff. I think that's a really cool thing. Australia, the land down under. Through our distributor Bluemouth Interactive in Australia, we showcased the guitar at PAX Australia. We were honored that community members Freg and Mr. Electric Nick attended, showcased it on stage, and got the crowd rocking. Shout out to both of them. They're both good dudes. There are some great videos from the event, and in a fun kind of way, it reminded me of E3 back in 2005 and 2006, when Guitar Hero 1 and 2 were being played by fans for the first time. It's a privilege to be able to reach into the community all over the world for feedback and help at events like this. The distributor asked me how I would find people with passion like that. My answer was simple: just open your eyes. There are more passionate fans out there than you could ever imagine. Thanks again, fellas, for attending. It was much appreciated. Yeah, I saw some clips of this event like on Twitter and stuff, and it looked like it was a lot of fun. So shout out to Freg and Mr. Electric Nick, both awesome members of the community, both nice dudes. They deserve to have that opportunity. That was really cool. Sand Troller. Most of you in the community will know Sanjay, the creator of Sand Troller. We're pleased to announce that he's now joining Cracked full-time on our engineering team to help build future products and ensure we can continue supporting legacy hardware for as long as possible. That is freaking awesome. That's Sanjay. He's a wizard. He really is. He really is. He's responsible for a lot of like the custom guitar modding stuff of recent years. So they picked up a good fella. That's for sure. Even though Sanjay is joining us full-time, he will, of course, continue to support his Sand Troller subscribers and the wider community on the Sand Troller side of things. Sanjay has been a cornerstone of the community, helping players modernize their guitars, create adapters, and keep the rhythm scene alive. It's a real privilege to have him on board officially, continuing that mission from within. Yeah, that's super huge. With every like new thing I learn about Cracked and who they're getting from the community and doing this and that, like I have nothing but faith in them, and I think it's really cool that they exist. As someone who lives and breathes by these games, it's such a beautiful thing to witness, and I feel so fortunate. I think you guys should feel fortunate as well if you care about these games as much as I do. And lastly, there's From the Heart. If I don't speak to you before the holidays, I want to wish everyone a fantastic festive season. Please keep the feedback coming. Be honest, be passionate, but also be kind. We know how much people care, and sometimes that passion spills over. But as my granddad always said, being polite costs nothing. We're building this together, and while it's not always perfect, it's genuine and it's from the heart. Thank you for being part of this journey, for believing in what we're doing, and for keeping the rhythm alive. And then it says John Cracked. Shout out to John Cracked. I've seen it in my Discord where people get really frustrated and they're like, God, how have they not fixed this yet? And all this and that, and they get really negative. It's easy to get negative about things that you care about a lot, or, you know, just to be really like viscerally like, come on, I want this to be as best as it can be. You know what I mean? And I feel that way too a lot. But I do know, like what they just said here, the love they have for this community and everyone who plays these games is couldn't be more clear. Obviously they care. Obviously they want to make everything as good as it can be and to keep these games alive for forever. I think, hopefully. It's been 20 years as of tomorrow while I'm recording this. Tomorrow's Guitar Hero's 20th anniversary. So here's to many more years, many more decades, and many more notes being played on our lovely plastic guitars, and next year drums. Very excited for these drums. I think, let's look at the video one more time. So it has a little drum brain thing, kind of like it has like the analog stick, the circular buttons, like right here on this guitar. It's got the buttons, the home button here, the D-pad. So it's going to have like a removable drum brain, I think, kind of like the Band Hero and Warriors of Rock kit had. The pedal seems to look the same. The 4 pads and the 3 cymbals look pretty much the same as like the old Guitar Hero drum kits. I imagine it's like still the same like bouncy rubbery material as on those old kits. Maybe probably updated a little bit, I would assume, and hope that they're updated a little bit. But they went with the full-on like rock band format. You know what I mean? Like everyone who plays pro drums on these games does it in this style, obviously, right? Like that's what Clone Hero supports, Yarg, the Rock Band Deluxe, obviously, like the 4 colors and then the 3 cymbals. Like that's the normal thing. That's what everybody does. And I'd imagine people in my chat were like, they better have double bass support. There's no way that there's not going to be double bass support. And there's probably new features of this that we don't even know about yet that we wouldn't have even thought of. Like, oh yeah, that'd be cool too. You know, there's probably more we don't even know about yet. So I'm excited. I'm going to keep my eyes and ears peeled, and I hope you do too. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on all this cool drum stuff and their firmware update stuff, and Just basically all the updates that they talked about in that blog post that I read to you. Above all else, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Love you all freaking bunch, and I hope we can see each other again soon. Have an amazing rest of your day or night or whatever it is, and keep playing these games. They're lots of fun. All right. Have a good day, everybody.